to
Just
see
lost
you
our
this morning.
connection. There we go.
Oh, yeah, I think the connection just went a little bit there. I think we're back on now. It's lovely to have a bit of a chat and a bit of a reflection back on things in your journey. So, first of all, when we first started working with each other and when you were thinking about kind of getting some external support, do you want to just explain where were things at for you, just generally?
Yeah, so I'd been running my own business for quite some time. I'd gone through numerous clients and jobs and projects, and I guess I'd never taken the time to really think about what I wanted to do. Everything had kind of flowed and happened in a hurry, and I got to a point where I realized that I actually wasn't enjoying my work. I was and consequently I didn't feel I was giving it the right amount of me and so I wanted to sort of shift and change my thinking and have the confidence to do that, to get out of the normal pattern of my behavior, and wanted you to help me try and think about how to do that. I've never gone through any kind of personal development, career development, or even personality review or anything like that. I've never had to do that. And so it was a really interesting point in time to take the time to actually sit down and dissect it a little bit and think about, how did I get to the point I was at? How do I think about going to the next stage, and perhaps try and work out what it was that wasn't quite connecting for me and making me enjoy the work that I seemingly did in the start. And so that's why I
Cool. So it kind of sounds like, on reflection then, that you were not in the rat race as such, but you were kind of going along, being busy with life and family and work and everything. But then there was this feeling that kind of caught up with you, which was, I'm just not enjoying this as much. And then that got you to kind of think about, well, why is that? What's going on? But then you didn't have the clarity at that time to work out, right, what is it that I need to do to reorientate myself? Because you were caught up in still I've got so much stuff on. Is that about right?
Very much so. Extremely busy time of life with young children, working, long hours, elderly parents, renovations, the full gamut, basically.
Yeah.
But also realizing that clients were coming to me with work, and my reaction would be this gut one of, I don't want to take that job on.
Yeah.
And well, why is that? Why am I having that gut reaction of, this isn't right for me anymore? But not having, when you're in that situation, it's very hard to stop and get off that treadmill, and it's very hard to see what's the pathway to changing that. And so that's what I wanted to try and work through with a bit of support, instead of trying to do it by myself.
Yeah. And so let's fast forward. So where are you right now?
Yeah, I'm in a very different space. I don't think I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but what has happened in the past 18 months, I think it's been, is essentially I have started to listen to myself a lot more about what I actually want, not what other people want me to do. And so in that, I have my first step was I pulled back on the amount of work I was doing, and focused in on just sort of a couple of really key clients. I changed the work I was doing for them at the time to try and more align with where I thought my interests and passion were.
Yeah.
And I tried to pick up some more things for me outside of work, so that I had other interests going on. aside from that, my family also has had quite a shift in. We've come to live in a fairly remote location for a few months to try that out, and a very different lifestyle. So we've been lucky and fortunate to have the flexibility to do that, and that also has helped with my thinking about getting back to who I am and what I want, and looking at things from a very different perspective. So there's been quite a number of changes.
Yeah, quite a big shift. Excellent. And so from the coaching, like you said, you never kind of done that before or whatever. Now, kind of looking back, what was I'm sure there was many things, and if there wasn't, then the question's really easy, which is what's the top thing? What's the biggest thing that you?
Okay. I'm going to give you a whole raft of good things. But I'll give you the top thing.
Yeah.
And I think the top thing that I really come away with is giving myself the permission to do what I want to do, and giving myself the time to work on what that is. So if I want to do things, and it's hard for me to sit back and let myself have time to reflect and think about the way forward. I just wanted to do it. So giving myself that permission, that's been a really big thing. There's been numerous threads, I suppose, that keep coming through, and one thing that there's a few things that always really stick out for me of some things that you said, and one was, are you happy in living a 5 out of 10 life? And I constantly say that if I've got a decision to make, it's okay, am I making this decision for me, or am I making it because someone else wants me to do that? Is that actually working towards me having a 10 out of 10 life, not a 5 out of 10 life? The other one that I think really spoke to me is and you said it a lot more eloquently, but basically I'd climbed the ladder, but I'd let my ladder up against the wrong wall. And I'm still trying to totally find which wall I'm meant to be leaning up. But that definitely helped me visualize perhaps why things weren't exactly as I wanted them to be at that point in time. And
there's been a new extension to that ladder, where I actually had someone who was climbing a ladder of success. They had it propped up against the wrong wall, but then someone else ripped it down from beneath them before they even got to the top anyway. So it was like a double whammo. So so fortunately you didn't get to that point.
Yes, no, it wasn't like that. But and just some of the personality work we did at the start. Some of those traits and things that we discussed was really helpful for me. Things that just helped me in some of the decisions I've made and how I've gone about those. I've gone, well, I can see how that's come about and why I'm looking at things from that perspective. And so I think even though it's been 18 months or whatever since we've last spoken, there are elements that continue to come about in my thinking every day that are just helping edge me towards the way I need to go.
Perfect. And so just finally, in this whole journey for you that you've been on over the last couple of years, because someone might be watching this and thinking, oh, look, that's similar to me. What's the one bit of advice that you would give, or the one thing that you found that really helped you personally that you did, or one piece of advice for people, what do you think that would be?
Something that I'm still trying to learn is I'm a little bit paralysis through analysis. So I'm a great one for thinking way too much about things to the point where I stop myself from doing things because I can see all the reasons not to do it. So I guess one of my pearls of wisdom would be to say, just go with that gut feeling and try something, and don't over analyze it, but also at the same time give yourself space to help you with that decision.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing kind of a bit of a review. Hopefully it's been insightful for you to kind of do that and kind of think about it, and to help you pave the next few years of your journey. I really appreciate your time and sharing. So thank you very much.
Good to talk again.
Cheers. Thanks.